I believe rules are can be chat. This year we encourage those who are punctual and prompt in our classes. I think it's a good way to start. Yeah. So we're going to start now. While I understand that, okay, my name is Michael Adeshola, and a I'm not sometimes I struggle to introduce myself. So, but a member of Tech in Transit. I'm one of the people in Tech in Transit. So Tech in Transit is made up of a lot of people, and then we hope that you're also going to be part of those drivers in days to come because we are not it's not the Tech in Transit is created for the African community, so it's not owned by one person. We created it so that we can all own it. And then what we are doing here, I mean, if you want to go for a training like this, I'm sure you know it costs, if not a fortune, costs a dime, depending on the financial spectrum where you stand. Yeah. And so, but we are doing this by just using the social capital that we have. I mean, some of the facilitators that will be driving this are just people they are my friends. Yeah. And so and so many others. And I hope that I will have many friends here in this room also who one day will help a boy in Kenya or one in Tanzania to learn product design and to, trade with it and make something tangible out of their life. Why I'm thrilled about technology for Africa because I believe is another chance that maybe time or providence had placed upon us as a continent to prove ourselves. And the thing about technology really is just know how to do it. Just know how to do it. The playing field is wide. Just know how to do it. And technology in itself has leveled the playing ground for everyone. Of course, people in the more developed climate may have access to it firsthand at an as sophisticated level, but I say to you that technology today is open to everyone and it is our chance to prove ourselves again. And I'm going to get into my slides shortly before I bring in our facilitators for today. So today, basically, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be having a clarity session, and then I'm going to be introducing the facilitators. So you meet our facilitators who are going to be telling us, ask them anything you want to ask them. They're going to be telling us their why too. They're going to help you establish your why, and then how the class will go as we run along. So I want you to be attentive, and then let me start by saying again, I'm starting like the third time. I don't know where you've been to. I don't know your journey. I don't know how you got here. But I am bold, very bold to say that. Excuse me. Give me a minute. Yes, so I'm bold to say to you that, yeah. I'm bold to say to you that I don't know how far you've come. I don't know how far you've journeyed. I don't know how you got here. And I don't know what here means for you. But what I'm bold to say to you is that if you can give your heart to this, if you can be an active part of this, I believe strongly that it can help to further your journey if you are on one already, help you to discover yours if you're still wondering. And then that takes me to the wondering part. I've not been to Mississippi River, but I saw an inscription somewhere that this was written at the riverbank in Mississippi. Maybe when I visit the country, I'll sure go there to actually confirm. Inscription says is that it is not everyone who wonders that is lost. I've said it again. It is not everyone that wonder that is lost. That is, if you're wandering around, trying to find something, trying to figure it out, it doesn't necessarily mean you're lost. It's an active pursuit of clarity. In fact, confusion is the first demonstration of the pursuit for clarity. If you're not confused, you will not be cleared. That you're confused means that you're lost in the seas of options and you're trying to waddle your way through to find that one which is very designed for you. So for me, the word is a sea of options. And I say that also because I see a number of people in this room who are already a member of Tech in Transit, who are a member of another class. I mean, I see some of our data analyst students in the room. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yes, stay in, stay true. But two things are critical for me. Yeah. If it is that you're wondering, you're trying to find where you're most fitted for, yeah, it's good. Where you are, there are sufficient opportunities there. And there is power in focus. If you focus on one thing, there is a possibility that once you know that this is the only option I have, you will put all your weight and your energy and commitment into it. But once you begin to give yourself a notion that if this one doesn't work, this one may work. In my language, they say, if we pursue two birds at a time, there is a great likelihood that we will miss the two. Yeah. So I would say to you that find your place on time. I mean, I'm 30 decades plus. I'm still finding myself. And I could say I'm one of the persons who I know is invested in self-discovery. I found myself all my life. Look at all these books behind me. They are one of my means of trying to find who I am. It's a journey into discovery. Many things have been discovered. We are all like the earth. There are many resources that lie within. We found some. There are a whole lot more we have to find. And we're committed to that journey. And that is what this is part of, yeah? So I'm saying to you that this for you is going to be beyond learning a tech skills. Everyone you see in this room, particularly that I know at the leadership level, they are running for something. They are running for something. We're perpetually hungry for something. Yeah, maybe because our beginnings were little too. I think that contributed to it because when I opened my eyes, when I begin to understand the difference between black and white, I opened my eyes in a poor place, a place I'm not proud of. I'm no longer proud of. So maybe that scares me to want to give myself a better life. I don't know. Or maybe that's how I'm created to be different. Either way, whichever that swings, what I'm saying to you is you need to be quick with it. You need to be intentional about it, or you need to find yourself. And that brings me to, maybe I should bring my slide up. That brings me to, yes, I also need to say that I'm excited. Our facilitators are in the room. So at the right time, I'm just going to introduce them. I also need to say that I almost put off this training to start today, in all fairness, in all honesty. Yeah, work and all. So I got a graphic designer. Okay, which word will I use? A graphic designer is no longer with us. So in fact, I had to reach out to one of the facilitators to really help us put out the publicity material. Ken, who's our lead facilitator, had reached out. We've been on this conversation for some months, but he's a very busy person. So he said, P Mike, you know what, let's do it at social time. And so he had actually reached out to say, yeah, let's start and publicity and all. I mean, we started publicity maybe on Wednesday. So we've not gotten the target number of participants we set for this training. But just decided to start. Yeah. I don't know why we decided to eventually, because and permit me to say this, I used to say we ran a program for National Directorate of Employability. Yeah, we ran a program for them with one of our sisters company. And then I told the student that, look, when you are in a free training session, there is a training session going on and it's free. Something is happening. And I think maybe I mean, I've said it at the Tech in Transit class. I mean, at data analysis class. Something is happening. So in a class environment, there is the trainer or the teacher or the instructor, as it may applies, and then there is the learner or the student or the participant. So between those two people, between the learner and the teacher, one of them is not serious. Anywhere you see valuable knowledge being given for free, anywhere you see valuable knowledge being given for free. I'm speaking from experience. Anywhere you see valuable knowledge, sellable knowledge, in-demand skills being given for free, one of the two persons, there is a very high probability that one of the two parties will not be serious. Either the learner will not be serious or the teacher. Either the learner is not going to be serious or the teacher. So in this journey, we have chosen our seriousness, which is why this is happening. I mean, resources have gone into this. We have chosen our seriousness. So it's left for you to prove that rule of thumb, right or wrong. So, because what we see happen is at the end of the day, some people will show up today and then you will not see them again. But it's fine. If you want to disappear, please disappear after today. It helps us. But after first class, second class, I will encourage you to stay true to the end. If you want to disappear, please disappear after today. What that means is I would just believe that after this clarity session, you've seen that product design is not for you. Yeah. Real quick, let me see if I can begin to get into my slide. Yeah. My bad. I didn't even ask anyone to introduce themselves. Okay, except for those who come in early. Okay, let me do it this way. Random. I want to hear your voice actually. Who are okay. If you're in this training and you are a trained product designer. Yeah. You've gone through a product design training before and you're in this room. I think I will need to know you. You may be of help to us. Please identify yourself if you have any. Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Find you.
Sorry,
You're in this room. Okay, I see my wife is my friend actually. Been known each other for a while. Who else? I see my keep the hand raised, please. Keep your hand raised. Madam Busayo, don't raise your hand now. What are you doing? No, I'm not asking for pros. I mean, I'm not asking for Busayo is in the room. Busayo is actually a community manager. Don't worry, so it's going to be an interesting run. I can see the way this is going. And why I say that is because I think there have enough trained hands in the room. And one thing I'm very critical about when it comes to training is I don't believe in teaching people skills and not show them how to make money from it. And which is why I'm interested with the class of facilitator we have. They are earning with their skills and they are not just earning locally, they are earning globally. So I believe that is going to be part of the training. I was talking to a young man many years ago. I was a lot younger too, who he couldn't go to school and he was learning. He was learning, wanted to be a tailor. And then I asked him, I said, man, I don't have issue. You've been a tailor. But tell me, your Oga, who are the kind of people you sew clothes for? Have you ever seen any? Does he bring Jeep to your store? What class of customers does he have? He couldn't give me the answer one. He said, look, I don't say you should not train, but at least afford yourself to train with those who can help you to earn well. Don't go and train with Mama Kini. I mean, no, I don't intend to. And that's the point I'm making. And if that applies to anyone around you, if they want to learn a trade, at least learn from the best. It's good. It comes at a cost, but it helps you to cover the cost of having to climb up by yourself. Whatever you can do to give yourself an head start, I think you should just do it. Any way you can help yourself to level the ground, please. And that's one of the things you're going to get from this class. And if you don't stop me, I will not start my slide. Excuse me. I want to greet one more set of people. So I've seen Adigun. So Adigun will be able to serve in the room to help with those starters. We'll need as many mentors as we can galvanize for this training. Our facilitators may only be around for the Saturday classes, but we need people in the room who can, those oversabi students in the class when we are there, when the lecturer just do blah blah blah, you don't understand it. they will now come in front of the class. So we need Skype. So do we have anyone who is not in Nigeria? You are outside Nigeria, you're in the room. Can you just wait? Raise your hand if there's any.
Let me tell you 25.
There's any.
25,000.
You're not joining. You're not joining Nigeria.
I like my brother.
Yeah, muted you. That's the only person I want to. So since we are all at the same time zone, our sacrifices are not much. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do this in 15 minutes. And then I'll bring in Ken and then Bishop. And then begin to run from there. Going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. So while my screen is coming up, let's start. Tech transiting into tech. One of a very old wise man who had passed said something a long time ago. And he said, a lizard in Nigeria will not become a crocodile in London. That is, if you are a lizard in Nigeria, if you like, fly private jet to UK. When you get here, you will not suddenly become a crocodile or a chicken. Excuse me. Also next thing. A chicken to share. Tell me immediately you can. Okay. No, no, no. Where is my screen? Sorry, give me a minute. I think I messed up my slide.
Badak Benga.
Amala, what's up?
How you doing that? Well, ga.
I'm fine.
Hey,
Good to have you here.
I be same here.
All right.
Oh yeah, nah. Enjoy class.
All right. I hate you. All right. Bye.
Wala for who know what that being
I was just about to say that.
Again, I have to meet you too.
Brother Gbenga, nice meeting you.
Same here.
Better me for that game now.
All right. Cheers in the house.
Please confirm if you can see my screen. Can anyone see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Clearly.
What can you see?
Clarity section.
Clarity section.
Know your
Great,
way.
great,
Next.
great, 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 great. Thank you. In the room, I think they will be on their own because I cannot even minimize this thing. Or let me have them. Okay, so know your why. Help us.
It's gone off again, sir.
Thank you. God bless you. Okay. So I'm gonna do. Can even do that. I'm trying to help those excuse me who are not here yet. Okay. So know your why, know your niche, and how you can transition into tech. That's what this is about. Yeah. So and I will not go through the screen. I mean the all of it end to end because of time, but I would tell you what you need to know. I would ensure that is done, and then so let's start with what is going on. What is going on? I think you know that already. And one of the critical thing here for me is that by 2030, the entire world will be looking to Africa for its manpower. By 2030, Africa will be expected to supply, I think, about 50%. A critical number, I hope I get that figure right. A critical number of the labor force will be expected from Africa. And why is that? It's because Africa is going to be the youngest continent on earth. Africa is going to become the youngest continent on earth. You see, in business, there's something we call feasibility study. My job as a product manager demands from me to do a lot of critical research when we are doing product ideation. And what that means is the same way a businessman who wants to invest his money in a certain line of product will have to look at the market end to end to see how much support exists for that product, to know that if it's going to make profit or not. And so are you. You are a critical product in the labor market. You are a critical product. And you need to be able to do a level of analysis to say that where will I be most needed? Where can I be a must to have and not a good to have? Because when we are designing product features, those are some of the things we look at. That is this product going to be a good to have for our defined market niche or a must to have? So you must be able to answer that question. That what kind of a talent do I want to be? A need to have, a good to have, or a must to have? And for you to arrive at that answer, you need to ask the critical question: what is the need of the market? What is the need of the market? African markets today, Nigerian market today has critical needs. I tell you, I work with technical recruiters. There are certain roles today that we are still looking for most competent hands to fill. Why some people are saying we cannot find a job? Some employers are saying, help us look for this talent. I'll say that again. Why people are saying, yeah, over 1 million something people that cannot get a job in Nigeria. And some people are saying, please, we need this critical skill. Can you help us source for it? So, without wasting time, they have said it before. I'm going to say to you again, tech is the new need. Tech is the new demand. Tech is not the only industry, but the digital acceleration that we have seen, the digital transformation that is going on has made has given room for intrusion of tech into every industry. Tech has now been embedded. Tech as an industry stands alone, but even for every industry that you see, tech has found its way into them from A to Z, and we can begin to do them one by one. That's where today you hear of HR tech. That's tech in human resources. You hear of health tech. That's tech in education. You hear of prop tech. That's tech in real estate. The massive transformation we've seen in the music industry in Nigeria, in Africa today, could not have happened if not for technology. And we can go on and on about it. There is tech in health. There is tech in education. There is tech in banking. That's fintech. So everywhere you want to look, tech is needed. So if you're asking what is going on, that is what is going on. There is digital acceleration. So there is best to this kind of learning. If you had this kind of skill to your stack, you are giving yourself a better opportunity in the marketplace because there is an increasing need for what you have. And I tell you, if you not even learn or know or master the method of exporting your own skills, I mean, if you go into the conversation of Naira to dollar today, you know what that means. So if from the comfort of your room, you can sit there and you're earning in a currency that is 1,000 more than yours, you know the kind of fortune that will be smiling on you. Abi? Right? So I don't want to stress this, but if you're asking what is going on, tech is everywhere. Tech is everywhere. The banks, they need your tech skills now. The schools, they need your tech skills. The artists, they need your tech skills. The actors, they need your tech skills. The pastors, they need your tech skills. The politicians, they need your tech skills. Every sector needs your skill. And with that, I think I've answered the question about what is going on. There's digital acceleration. So I want you to tie two things together. Africa is becoming the youngest continent. Digital acceleration is going on. And of course, you know the labor force is largely controlled by those with the much energy. Which are the younger people, you and I. Although this is when I check my age, I shake. See, I say, Lord, I don't want to go old. Lord, I don't want to go old. You know. So that's what's going on. So the next question we should be asking is, so for you, why are you transiting into tech? Why are you transiting into tech? What's your why? And your why is critical because tech is not a get-rich scheme. It's not a quick-rich scheme. And it's not Yahoo. But you know what? If you stay through it, you can it can look like money doubling for you. Oh, yes, I mean it. It can mean like money doubling for you. It can mean like money doubling for you. And I may not try to use all my mouth to say this one. I mean, we got on a project, and this guy got a software that we need. And this software, I think, is the only one in the country that sells this software. It's the only one in the country that sells this software. And he has this software running for 1 or 2 other major organizations. It was, in fact, based on that we approached him. And he sold us this software. And the cost of this software, I mean, is in hundreds of millions. And I'm serious. And this guy does not need to lift a finger to give us this software. It doesn't need to write a new code. I mean, and if God will be, I mean, if things go on well, and if another organization tomorrow wants to buy the same software, this guy will also duplicate the same software for them, and then he will collect that same money. And you know the interesting thing? It's not even a buy-off. I mean, it's not that. It's a buy-off. What I mean is, it's a subscription-based purchase. I can't say more than that. I've known people who times 3, times 4, times 5 their salary from one job to another. They just multiply it. When you multiply your net by 5 from the get-go, right? So yes, it can be a money doubling. It's there magic happen in that space, but like every venture, you will need to put in the work. You will need to put in the work. I think I've shared this on the group some other time, where Obama was being interviewed, and they asked him the question, what do you advise? What one advice you have for young people? I think I shared the video on the group. Please, if you're not a member of Tech in Transit community, join the community, join the room, look for the room and join it. If you're already in product design, you will see one of the room called Tech in Transit. That's where everyone is. That's a big room. We share jobs there and some other things when we can. And Obama told them, just one advice: learn how to do one thing. Know how to get things done. That, okay, we want to launch a product. You say you are the product designer. Can you help us with X, Y, Z? And you look at them and you said yes. It said, how long will it take? Say, give me 3 days. And in 3 days, you hand it over. And they pay you your money. Simple. Can you do it? Can you do it? I can do it. How well can you do it? Can you do it better than how many people do we have to count before we get to you? In the sea of those who can do it, how best can you do it? So why are you transiting to tech? For many reasons. You know, some people are passionate about it. Yeah, you know, it's emotional reasons. You know, it makes you happy. That's for fashion. For some people, social. I know a lot of people. Very social one. I find it very amusing because for some people, I think career association. You know, they just want to be called tech bro, techies. Come on. Well, if you're still a teenager, I think that passes. But once you're in your 20s, I don't think that reason is sustainable. But whatever your why is, make sure it's something sustainable that can carry you through the night. I mean, days where you have to bend your neck into your nights where you have to bend your hand into the screen and, you know, just trying to get it. I mean, night after rigorous interviews, and they come back with that love letter to say, after serious consideration. Okay, you just interview me now. You say after serious consideration. The one that I find annoying the most, he just send them, he just apply for the job. No. 2 hours later, you just see one email. They will not say, after serious consideration, say, oh God, no, you don't consider. We are sorry to, after those very many breakfasts, do you still wake up to continue? What's your why? But do you want to do this? And you need to define, because you can't keep wasting your time. I don't know who I'm speaking to. You can't be jumping from A to B to Z. I think it was CDJX. He said that a long time ago. He said, why you have not really succeeded at one thing is because you have never at a point in your life fully throw yourself at just one thing. People find it hard to commit. In these days of one girlfriend, 10 side chick, it's a problem. And I'm sorry, it's not a relationship talking, but it's a culture, and we see it being replicated over different things. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You can commit to one thing. Just take a skill and become a master in it. Is that too difficult? Just commit to one thing. When the only tool you have is an hammer, everything around you becomes a nail. One of the challenge people have is, because of the myriads of opportunities that are available, you feel that you can run after all of them. It's not true. You'll be stretched thin. You will never be able to pull your weight on one. And because you're not the only one, those who can truly pull their weight will go away with all the gold. And you will just find out that many years later, you've just wasted time. You can be here and there. It never works for anyone. And for those who can do many things, that conversation is for another symposium. Some people have an epiphany. I think I'm almost out of my time. Some people have an epiphany I'm a spiritual person too. So if you had a dream, or you just know, it's just a gut feeling. I just feel this is what I should do with my life. Whatever it is. But you need a why. The journey we don't know how long the journey may be. Someone was telling us about his journey today, as he was just rounding up his NYSC program. Someone just called him and that, you want to get this job, at a very notable government parastatal. And then he said the day he dropped his letter, that was the day. The day he passed out on his POP day, that was the same day he took his certificate, and the following week. Guy, I love that story, but that's not my story. That's not my story. So I don't know. You too. You may be when you are learning product. Can you do this? I can do it. And then they say yes. Come on. I don't know. It may be a year later or two. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is, you can't keep jumping from A to B. You will just waste. That's a lot of energy and time is being wasted. Your why. In fact, if there's anything I want to communicate to you as we're starting, is this thing. This is, if I stop here, I think I'm good. This is what people are missing. The why. Why are you doing this? You can't do this to pass time. This is what some people have built fortune from. Some people have built fortune from this. So we care. Whatever your reason is, just make sure it's lasting. Just make sure it's not fleeting. Just make sure it can be long-lived. Just make sure it can sustain you. whatever it is. But don't let this just be another venture that you get into, and then 2-3 weeks down the line, you fizzled out. How long do you want to do that? How long? I mean, I don't like this is sounding so too serious. Okay. So everybody calm down. I'm just playing. So that is Isha. So one transit into tech, there's more money. Yeah? And get more money. Although I know broke tech bro. Yeah. Yes, let me say that again. I know broke tech bro. Yes. I know broke tech bro. So know your why. Yeah? But yes, there are opportunities, a lot of opportunities abound. I think I have just about 4 minutes. Who is a techie? So this for those who are new in our space, who are very new to tech. But I can't go over this. Yeah, I can't go over this. We use the concept of a building to help you understand the different roles that the techie can play. So I would just say to you that go on our YouTube page, just look for Tech in Transit. Go on our YouTube page. There is a part where I'd actually done something on this, where you could just go through, and then you have a clear understanding so that you know where you are playing as a product designer. And I'm sure that as we go on, top tech skills, top, well, I've not reviewed this list, but maybe, I hope, product designer. Okay. So that's it for me. I'll stop here. So what I set out to communicate basically is why you transiting to tech. That's what I set out to. That's what I set out to communicate, and I think I've done that. So can you still see my screen? No, right? Okay, I'm back. So I was not maybe I wasn't the one talking, yeah. I think we can take all the questions after. I'll stand with the facilitators to take the class. Yes. So at this time, I'm going to be introducing our facilitators. Are you excited? Thank you, Messiah. Bro, going Alpha, is it making sense?
We can't hear you, sir.
Come. Are you serious? Huh. Honestly, I've said many things. Okay. Yeah, bro, Benga, is this making sense?
Yes, sure, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So right now, I'm going to be introducing our facilitators so that we'll begin to get familiar with them, and then, of course, they have more of the things to say than I am. So I'm just going to yield the floor. I'm going to read. Let me start with our lead facilitator. His name is Mr. Kenneth Owakoe. I hope I didn't murder that name. Okay, so let me just read his profile real quick. He has more than 5 years of professional experience. He's the head of products at Diversity Cyber Council in Atlanta, Georgia. He leads a diverse global design team. I think you should be clapping already. championing innovative solutions. Go to that emoji. Give me that emoji that used to pop like champion like this. I need it. Yeah. So he leads a diverse global design team. Sorry, I'm seeing you. If you are in the room and you are not clapping, me, I can just remove you. Championing innovative solutions that cater to a wide array of user needs. He also freelance with various companies delivering functional design solutions. Beyond this professional endeavor, he also mentors UX designers, sharing his wealth of knowledge with them. All right, without much further ado, please make welcome with me, Kenneth. You can call him Ken for sure. You're welcome, sir. Please show your face and show your voice. We are ready for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So great to be here. Thank you, everyone, also for having me here. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Listening to all that you've said so far, valuable set of information. I wish that I had this before I entered into tech as well. But thank you. I'm so glad to be here. And also, hello to everyone. I see Busayo right here. I see as well here. Hi, Busayo.
I think we hear from Desire before.
Hi, Ken.
So go and get camera ready.
Okay, sir. Please, can you tell me how many minutes I have so I know how to actually structure?
Let's do this in 20 so that we can have Q&A. So let's do this in 20. Can you hear me?
All right, thank you. Okay. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you, sir. So like I said before, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be doing this again. So hello again to everybody, and hope we are all doing well. So so let's start this way. So first off, PM has been talking about a whole lot about your why you want to venture into tech, more specifically why you want to venture into product design. And I feel that is actually a very valuable question you need to ask yourself right now before coming into this. There are a whole lot of people that are going to tech for the very wrong reasons, and when they go into tech, they get discouraged and leave even before they start making any serious headway in tech. So I believe that these questions that you're going to be asking yourself right now is very vital to your whole experience as a product designer. And I'm so glad that I would be sharing this information with you now. I believe that from subsequent weeks we will get to delve into the nitty gritty of product design. But for I actually a couple of persons have reached out to me through DMs, through messages, and asked me to give. I wanted me to mentor them, teach them product design. Teaching product, yeah, as one of my responsibilities in giving back to people, passing this necessary knowledge back. And one thing that I've actually about, let's say, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. So sorry. I hope you can hear me now. MTN is trying to do his worst. I hope you can hear me now, please.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. A person reached out to me about 100 process. It's not
I think Ken is having network issue. Ken, do you want to try? You can get an alternative, or maybe I do it this way. Let me know when your network is stable. Let me know when your network is stable. See one of my guy, Dr. Isaac Fatola. I see you. I see you. Thank you for joining us. So I'm gonna wait for Ken. So while Ken is trying to fix internet service, let me bring up our other facilitator. Yes, I call him Bishop. Besides, let me know when you're ready. So what I actually...
I'm so sorry. Sir.
Or do we go off?
I'm so sorry.
Video, maybe audio will be stable.
Can you hear me now? Yes, I want to turn off my camera.
Yeah.
I guess I'm having a lot of issues with network. Okay, apologies for that interruption. Okay, so let me quickly wrap up what I was saying previously, that it actually entails a whole lot of sleepless nights. It entails a whole lot of sacrifice. So there's actually a very popular saying that he who wants to actually build a house must first count the cost before doing that. So I believe that part of what you should be asking yourself right now, part of the question you should be asking yourself right now is, what is it going to cost me in learning this skill? What is it going to entail? What sacrifices am I going to make in learning product design? I believe that when you begin asking yourself those questions and answering them honestly, you would do something or make something for yourself. I have a whole lot of people coming to meet me and giving me all manner of flimsy excuses. I see them as flimsy. For instance, excuses like, I didn't have power, my network went off, my laptop was dead, something of that nature. Several flimsy excuses. As much as they sound genuine, they are actually flimsy. Yeah, whoever is actually going to do something of significance, whoever is going to make an impact in whatever field he finds himself, he must be willing to make some sacrifices. And those are the questions, or those are the sacrifices you need to right now start asking yourself, what level of sacrifice do I want to make in learning this skill? And I was saying initially that a whole lot of people come into tech all for the wrong reasons. Some people come into it because they see that it as an easy pathway to make money. Yeah, they have probably had a couple of people giving several stories about how easy it is to make money in tech, and also how easy it is to come into tech through product design. And there's a whole lot of misconception in that regard. I'm going to be breaking some of the misconception right now. So some people think that because some people think that, okay, let's say I take about 3 or 4 months to learn product design, of which you can't actually take that period of time to learn product design. Yeah, I take 4 months to learn product design. Then say by the 6th month or 7th or 8th month, I should start earning money, or I should probably apply as an intern and start earning money. Then probably on my second year, I should start earning in dollars. Then maybe on the 5th year, I should have, all manner of lofty dreams, which is, there's no bad to dream. Yeah, but you need to be realistic. You need to ask yourself the right set of questions. So some people, honestly, it doesn't go that way for most people. Some people come into tech and in their first year, even in their second year, they still make money. In the whole of their first year, they're not making anything. In the whole of the second year, they're not also making anything, or probably something tangible. That's what they're making. Then in their 3rd year, then they start getting those big opportunities. So if I come into it with this mindset that I see it as a quick way to make money, you will see that you are going to be really frustrated. I have a whole lot of people that I learned together product design. We learned together. We came into it together, and they're not here anymore. Yeah, they've probably taken up several other skills, several other tasks or crafts. Some people are still trying to find their rhythm. Yeah, but I feel that if you are going to really stand out, because one of the things I actually some of the things I say to myself when I am trying to make headway in anything, I tell myself that I need to be the best at what I'm doing. I need to stand out. I need to be among the top in what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't really measure success with any other person as a criteria. I don't, because everybody's on this different journey in their life, and everybody here as well on this call, you are at different levels in your life, different journeys that you are all taking. And when you begin to measure up success with other person's progress, then you're going to find that you're going to be frustrated almost all through. So I'm going to advise you, yeah, that as you're come into this all for the very right intentions, not particularly because you want to make money. That should, of course, that should be part of it. Yeah, nobody wants to do whatever is not going to be profitable. It should be part of it, but that should not be the primary reason why you're coming into it. Yeah. So myself as an example, why did I come into tech, or how did I actually come into tech? I've always been a designer. I started designing while I was still in not secondary school. Yeah, I would actually say while I was in secondary school actually, but my designing took a kind of a turn when I got into university. And by the time I was leaving university, I was already a brand designer, doing a whole lot with brand design. But I felt that there was, how do I actually move on from this level I am to the next level in my career? What should be the next progression, or what should be the next thing for me as a brand designer? How do I make more impact? Initially, I came into design as a means to solve problems. I see, in fact, one of the things that gives me joy why designing is how I'm seeing my design solutions being implemented, how it makes people's life better, easier, how people are able to read, how people are able to see not just what I saw while designing, they're able to see value in what I'm doing. My design is able to elevate their experience. It's able to make them happy. Yeah, those are some of the reasons why I actually started designing. So I saw product design as a means to improve on this dream of mine. And I came into it. Yeah, I came into it. And in the first year, in my first year, I was already actually making money in my first year. Why was I making money? Because I'd already been in that field for a long time. It wasn't difficult for me to easily transition. It was quite easy for me. But some people here are actually coming to design for the very first time. You've not even touched any design tool whatsoever. I want to assure you that you are not in the wrong place. You are actually in the right place. That's if you are going to give the dedication, you're going to put the work in, you are in the right place. And trust me, in no time, you're going to start seeing you're going to start benefiting and seeing you're going to start benefiting from your decision to join tech. PM has actually talked about a whole lot of the way the world is evolving right now. The way we dealt with technology previously is quite different. In fact, as of now, is a bit as if it's moving at a very fast pace. And if you are not smart enough, if you are not focused, you would be filtered out. You know, the way that previously when we started, or when our parents actually started working, jobs like secretary, clerical jobs and all those, they were really the main thing at that point. People actually went to school, studied that, and came out with the intention they want to be clerks. And right now, those kind of jobs are more or less not even valuable right now. People don't look at them anymore. And that's the way it's going to be also. If you actually come into this with the mindset that I just want to find a quick way to make money, you will realize that tech will even leave you behind. Even though you are in tech, but you'll be left behind even in tech. So I don't want that to be, I strongly want to advise you, that should not be your experience. Give this your best. Give this your all. Dedicate the time, the attention. This is going to be a rigorous experience for you. I do have sleepless nights. Sometimes my job requires that I sleep. I don't sleep at all. Even though I work remotely, I don't sleep at all. So it's going to be tasking. It's going to be demanding. So I think you've been advised previously that if this is not for you, if some of what I'm saying doesn't really make sense to you, I think you should be at this point choosing if you want to still pursue this further or not. But I said all these things really to encourage you to give in the work, put in the time. In fact, my other from my other mentees, yeah, I keep getting good news from them. Yeah, people at in fact, I think it was 2 days ago. Somebody said somebody got employed for a paid internship role, and she was asking me to send my account details, to send something to me, no matter how small. In fact, that wasn't really why I did it. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, she should keep doing what she's doing. She should keep doing what she's doing, focused in what she's doing, and in little or no time, she's going to see herself really there at the place where she envisaged that she always wanted to be. So this is an encouragement to everybody, and I believe that from next week we would go into this in more deeper levels, and we begin to explore all the several dimensions of product design. All right, thank you all, and thank you so much, PM, for this opportunity. I'm really, really grateful as well for this. Thank you, sir.
Please let's put those emojis up for Ken again. Thank you so much. That was moving. The part where it gets scary is when you tell people that you don't sleep at night. But they said tech no too hard now. Well, yes. So that's it. And thank you for that. That was moving. So Ken is going to come back to take questions and then also give us the structure of how the class will run and then the tools that we are going to need. But let me bring in Bishop and then Busai before we get to Q&A. We should be out of here by 2:00. Bishop, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Give me a
Good
minute.
afternoon.
Let me quickly read out your profile here. I think you left it on that flyer. So I'll try. Okay, so
Yes.
Olamide Gbadebo is a dynamic product manager with over 5 years of distinguished experience, primarily in the dynamic realm of fintech. His expertise lies in optimizing processes, increasing efficiency, minimizing costs, all contributing to a robust track record of successful product management. His commitment to knowledge sharing makes him an engaging and insightful facilitator, enriching the learning experience for participants in various courses. So Bishop is not just the facilitator for us on this course. He's actually one of the translated us on program management and all, and he's been an incredible person. In fact, let me say this: he's the one that designed the flyer for this program. So please help me celebrate him. His voice. Thank you, Bishop.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to congratulate every one of us on this call. It's really a huge journey to embark on. This kind of journey. It's a huge thing. It's an amazing experience. I'll just say a few things I think might be very helpful in my experience over the years. I think one very important thing that I think is very, very crucial for every one of us to put before us when embarking on a journey like this is to, first of all, realize that, for every opportunity that comes our way, is not a mistake. Although we might need at some point to be able to gauge and see how those opportunities aligns with our purpose or aligns with what we have planned out to do in our life before we can proceed and move on to do that. I will just give an example of my own personal life. While on campus, I can remember one of the things that helped me to be able to quickly pinpoint the trajectory my life is going to go, what exactly I want to do with my life. I think it comes through delegation. I realized while I was on campus, I want to quickly say this before I move on. I'm not quite sure, but I think Mr. Kenneth, did you attend Fed Footer?
Yes, I
His
did.
Facebook so excellent. So I can attest to some of the things you said. I know you quite a little bit, if not so much.
Wow.
Yes, I can recognize that I know you in this space. I mean, you spoke about where you started with product design while you were on campus and all of that. Some of this program, Google Google Hackathon, Microsoft, what's it called again? This Microsoft competition. I know you around Ijawara. I've forgotten his first name now. So I can attest to some of the things you said. And I'm happy to meet you on this platform, to know that you have come this far, and with what you're doing, thank you very much for giving yourself to this work. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So
That's amazing.
as I was saying,
So
yeah. So while I was on campus,
So wait, two of you attended FUTA, Abi?
very well, yes.
Okay, it's good. Continue, don't worry.
All right. So one of the things that like put out that's really pop out to me in aligning myself with what God, what I want to do. I forgot I'm not in the church. What I want to do in my life is that I see that I'm mostly delegated to things around startups. I just discovered that when people want to start something, I find myself always being delegated to take a role, take up a role, take up a role, take up a role. That kind of shaped my thinking, and I began to build myself, add to myself, develop myself around, startups. So it got me into all the nitty-gritty of building startup, going into business, learning strategy, leadership, and all that. So that kind of helped me, focus on what really matters. And I think for everyone in life, it may not happen the way it happens for me, but one thing is that we must be able to discern and say, this is exact thing I think I need for this I want to say. Our visionary had already told us the other time that it's important for you to know your why. And it's part of knowing your why. Part of knowing your why is to be able to discern, be able to observe what is it that is most common with you, with your life. It may not happen for you that way. There are so many other ways in which you can discover some of these things. If I was in a Christian garden, I would talk about prayer, I would talk about reading books. You already mentioned that and all of that. But thank God you found yourself here. So what are the very most important thing I think that you should focus on now, having decided that you want to do product design? And this is one thing I think is very important. It's a journey of resilience. It's a journey of adaptability. It is why I think that Mr. Kenneth had mentioned that it's not going to be very easy. It's not like it's not like it's going to be easy. You would need to put in the effort. There's money there. There's a lot of things that's going to be of help or be of benefit to you. But the truth is, it takes hard work. It takes resilience. It takes adaptability to be able to do that. So I want to encourage you to not waste your time. One thing I think you should do after this class, which I used to do, I embarked on a journey of, the way I came into fintech, as read from my profile, it was so unconventional. The things I learned while I was in school and the things I got myself involved in with business, just because of all those skills, I just found myself a founder who just learn about me, invited me and wanted me to be part of the startup. And then I started as head of strategy, implementation, and business transformation. And then I took up so many responsibility. Part of it was product management. Part of it was product design. I was even doing graphic design, and that's how I got to, learn some of these things and, go ahead and, ensure that I, develop myself in those areas because I think I need it. If I want to build my own startup tomorrow and I don't have all the capacity financially to pay people that will do those things for me, I think those are the things I can say I want to take up and do for myself. So, I got into fintech, and then, last year I just decided that, okay, since the way I came into product management wasn't exactly through any form of certification as it were, there are things I just took up and took interest, and ensure I just build myself and get to know, and then I open up myself to a lot of networking, a lot of working with people that know that matters in the industry, from Paystack, from known names in Nigeria, that kind of helped me to, build those skills. But then I decided last year that I want to go into getting my certifications. And I started with LinkedIn. So I was able to do about 24 certificates in, I think, 2 months. So literally every night, I was always taking course. Every night. And the story behind this is because when I started out and said I want to achieve that, I actually started with a letter to my future self, and which I think I would advise one of us to do, because the journey will not be easy. Mr. Kenneth had mentioned that at some point you would be discouraged, maybe by the fact that, there's power problem in your environment, your laptop is not charged, which he called flimsy excuse. Of course, it's flimsy excuse because you should have planned knowing that you have a class, right? But the reality is that those challenges are there. But how do you overcome all of these things? It's through adaptability and resilience. And for you to be able to do that, you need to pen down your learning intention. What do you want to get out of this lesson? At the end of this class, what do I want to achieve? So you can pick a pen and a paper and write a letter to your future self in the next 2 months. What do you want to achieve? Write it in such a way that you say, I know that in Nigeria there's power problem, but I will not allow power problem to hold me down. I will go all out and find alternative means of power. I would go to a workstation. I will go to a friend's place. I will borrow this. I will do that. I will do that to ensure that this class, I'm not going to miss one of it. What are you going to do about your assignment? If you're given a task to do and you need to submit, what are you going to do? It will not always be easy. So your letter, it will be like a fallback for you. You would always revisit it and look at it. It will encourage you how far you have gone, even as you go throughout this 2-month journey. Maybe the first week, the first weekend, second weekend, you can go to the letter and read it again. It will really encourage you and pen down your progress so far. Is one way that can really, really strengthen your conviction about the course you're taking, and also strengthen your commitment throughout the classes you're going to be taking. I think this is one very vital thing I think you should do. And then another thing again is that there are do's and don'ts when it comes to working with a community like this. As you get yourself involved in the groups, ensure that you socialize well enough. Ensure you quickly recognize people that are very intentional about their learning. I'm a part of the data analytics class of this very of Tech in Transit. And I can tell you so far in the journey, what has helped me so far. Because no knowledge is lost. No matter how far you have gone, you should continue to learn. You should continue to add to your knowledge. And one thing that helped me, I can say, is that I was able to quickly identify people that are very serious within the groups, people that ask questions in the classes, people that, you see they submit their assignment quickly, people that engages other people in the group. So we created another group, and believe you me, it wasn't too long. I was able to land, what's it called, an internship role as a data analyst, and then share that with my group. And then all of us, almost all of about 90% of us got the offer. And then we are also building solutions together to build our profile in that aspect, which I feel for me, even though I'm not a data analyst, would help my product management career even further. If I can come up with insightful solutions from my data analytics skills, from projects. So these are the things I think are very important, so that you will not fall off, on the way as you go in this journey. It's very important to identify that it's not going to be easy. It's a journey of resilience and adaptability. And like I said, set learning intention. Not only that, write a letter to your future self. Tell yourself what you think you will achieve after all these classes you're going to attend, and where you want to find. This class, know that of
Sorry, we can't hear you again. No.
hear me.
Oh, there. Network has happened again. Hi,
Hear me now?
Bishop. If you can hear us, we cannot hear you. Okay, so I'll let him come back to us. But yeah, I think he was almost rounding up before network took him from us. So yeah, but he said some very striking thing, and I think you should take notice of it. If you didn't hear everything he said, this one is important. Network. The person that may give you your first job may be in the room. In fact, it's most likely in the room. Network. But not network, not just for getting a job sake alone. Know those who want to learn on time and join yourself with those chariots. You know, the student, it's easy to know the serious student. When lecture has finished, it's easy there. They now is here. So that formula, look for them. Yeah, but if you are like, you're not serious, they will help you, right? So please find those who, it's not everyone in the room that really need this, but what we set out to do is that at the end of the day, maybe out of this class, maybe 5-10 persons can tomorrow come and say, hey, look, I learned from here and I'm doing XYZ for myself. So I'll bring Bishop in later.
I'm back online now.
Okay, just to round up your thoughts.
I'm back now,
so that we can move on.
Okay, all right. So so as I was saying, I think that's all I have to say on this call. I think you see more of me in the groups, in the UIUS group. I'll be guiding all on. You have any question, you have something clear, you need some clarification, and maybe after the classes or during for the assignment and stuff like that, I'll be available. So I think that's all I have to say. I can't really pinpoint where I got cut off, but I want to hope that everyone heard what I said. So I think that'll be all for now. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir.
Awesome, Bishop. Thank you. And we are grateful. So please, yes, thank you. You can do that. Celebrate him. He said something very, very critical. Let me bring in one more facilitator. Saya, are you there? Sarah didn't say profile, but believe me.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Busayo. I hope you can hear me and you can see me.
Yes.
Please let me know if you can hear and see me.
Clearly.
Hi, everyone. I can.
Yes.
Clearly.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, yeah. You are very audible, yeah. Yeah.
My name is Busayo and I'm a product designer. I'm just 1 year in, 1 year plus, a couple of months in. And I'm not going to be facilitating. I'm going to be helping. Like, just think of me as a body, right? I'm going to be helping you navigate the journey, right? And I can totally relate with everything that Ken said and Mr. Olamide as well said. Like, it's absolutely relatable. Right, it's not it's not a get rich quick scheme, right? So I would not like to bore you with some of the things that they've said already. Like Mr. Olamide was saying, Olamide was saying, oh, you have to have a letter to your future self. That's something that is very important. You should do. I went through Ingressive for Good, and that's one of the things the adults do the first week we came in. We're like, write a letter to your future self, right? And so I wrote things like thoroughly, aggressively, that no matter what is going on, I'm going to stick to it, right? And I did that. And several other programs I've taken, several other courses I've taken, I did the same thing. I wrote a letter to my future self, and that's what kept me going, because there will be a lot of things that will distract you. There will be a lot of things that will get you like unmotivated, right? So that one is there. Then another thing he mentioned was having writing a letter to yourself and setting learning objective. That's also very important, right? Because when it comes to product design, you could have a lot of, let me even advise you based on my very fresh experience. There's a lot of resources out there. there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of teachers out there, and it's easy to get overwhelmed as a newbie. I mean, it's easy for you to like just drown in those materials and resources, right? So it's one thing I would advise is that you find your teacher, right? Aside the training that we're doing in here in-house, it's important for you to go out and do your own research, right? And when you do those research, it's important that you find specific people that, oh, this I go with this person's flow. I'm going to be learning from this person, right? It doesn't mean you're shutting off every other person, but it is easy to get drowned in the resources, the materials, and all of that. I, for one, got overwhelmed by it, and it's also easy for you to get overwhelmed with notifications. You hear Twitter, come here, there's a job here, there's black, so it's easy for you to get distracted. So I would advise that first, your resource, don't get overwhelmed with resource. Another thing I would advise is that be focused, because you get distracted a lot. Be focused and don't pay attention, like Ken said, to people's journey. I have friends that they're already earning in dollars that I started with, right? And I'm still in here earning in naira. That doesn't mean that's the end of my journey, right? So long you're still in your learning, you know what your goals are. Write out your goals, right? And just learn. The next thing I would like to emphasize that really helped me is I'm pretty inquisitive, right? So I think that was something that made me stand out, or made me like, that's why I'm still here, right? Right. So when we started but at Ingressive, the first thing I did was they gave us assessments per week. So the first thing I did was the first week I was so frustrated I couldn't achieve what they told us to do. So one of the things I had to do is I went online. So they gave us an hashtag if you joined the training. So I went online and I put in the hashtag, and that's how I searched for friends. That's how I found my friends. So I looked at your profile. If your profile like match my vibe, like, okay, this is someone I can talk to, I go in your DM like, yo, this is what's up. I'm also in Ingressive for good, blah, blah, blah. And I would like to do so with you. And my dear, that's how I got my friends. Like the friends I still have in tech right now, all the guys that are friends with me, they were from that my intention to, I have to learn, right? So I just reach out to a guy like, yo, I saw your profile. I know that you are also going in this program. Please, this is the assignment for this week. I don't know how to achieve it. So that's how I met a friend of mine. His name is Ernest. And that's he jumped on a call. You'll be surprised how much people are willing to help. Honestly, he hopped on a call with me that day and we were able to submit that assignment. I made another friend, Femi. I made another friend, Bello. And currently, Bello is the one that, like, throughout my entire journey, he has been like a teacher to me. So I feel like that's very important. If you have a colleague or someone that is also learning that has the same goal as you, it's a very, very, very notable motivation. Like you would want to proceed with your journey. You find someone along that is as passionate as you are, that when you're slacking, you are getting exhausted, you're getting weary, the person is holding you and saying no. So I recently recently putting finishing touches to my portfolio. Mr. Ken is aware of that, and one of my motivation, or one of the exciting thing during that period was that I had to put myself on a self-imposed detention. So I'm trying to tell you how rigorous tech can be, so you know, right? I had to put myself on a self-imposed detention that for this period, for this month, September, I'm not going out. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be inside my house until I complete this portfolio, because it's something that's another thing that drags people. That's another thing. I'm sorry. Other people have not touched on it. So let me touch on it because it's something that is very fresh in my experience, right? It's easy for you to learn. And when you're done, you drag on working on your portfolio, right? And the fun fact is, if you're not working on your portfolio, what do you want your employer or hiring manager to work with? Yes, you can do so and so. It's just like you saying you have ideas, right? And and everybody has ideas, right? But what have you done with your idea, right? So I totally worked on my portfolio, although I've had a whole journey of LinkedIn, because there's a lot of things. You work on LinkedIn, you work on that profile. So I just worked on my portfolio, and it is a potential for you to get exhausted or to drag things, pull things along when you're working on your portfolio, right? So I was grateful for having my friend Bello that trained with me during my training phase. I was grateful to have Ernest. I was grateful to have Kosi. All of us had different journeys in our life. I mean, Kosi already got an international gig just last month, right? So I was grateful to have all of them in my journey. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm working with. Can you review this? Can you review that? And I was, during the period of my detention, it was cool that I was aware that I was not alone. So I have a friend that will reach out to me, like, how far have you gotten? What are you doing? Do you understand? So I'll reiterate what the points that I've mentioned so far. Having a body that has the same energy as you, that's as passionate as you, is very important. Right. Another thing is having a vision, like, okay, this is my goal. Monetary, be so specific. Monetarily, be so specific, be detailed. Currently I have a figure in mind, right? So have a figure in mind, have the ideal environment you want to work in, right? That's a very important motivator to wake up every morning, like even when things are not changing, because first it is like nothing is happening and then something happens, right? So for that something to happen, right, it's important for you to have created all the necessary things to make it happen, right? So okay, so back to the entire listing, right? Your portfolio could drag you, so please find someone, a body that is as motivated as you, to encourage you. Write your visions out, make them plain, look at them every day, look at them, let it be the one encouraging you when there's no data, when you have to wake up in the midnight, when you have to use someone's data, when you have to go to someone's apartment to just use power supply. Let that be your motivation. I think that is all for my end. And sure, if you do have any question in this journey, please be free to ask me, because I'm very, very fresh in the journey. I'm just 1 year and a couple of months in, so I know a lot of information I can share and help you in your journey. So yeah, I think that's all for now. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome, great woman. Thank you, Busaya, for that. Yeah, that is well appreciated. Thank you, Busaya. Thank you. Thank you. And I think there is a recurring theme, if you're listening, and then one recurring theme I've found is don't walk alone. Don't walk alone. Bishop stressed that, and Celtic is saying the same thing. So maybe God is saying something to you. Because it's easy to, when you're alone, it's easy to drop off and say your energy, when you can get low on energy, and everyone can actually, but you need people who can, cheer you on, hold you up, and say, let's get this on together. Yeah. So let's start closing this. So this is what we'll do now. So I'm going to call Ken Hop again. So he's going to tell us how the program will run, when we're having the live classes. I'm sure Bishop and Ken will also work out something around what goes in during the week as regards the project. We will be working on the class activities during the week, and then we'll be having live classes during the week. So it's going to be sharing with us the tools we're going to be needing, the time that will be happening, and then afterwards we can ask questions. Ken, please go on.
All right, so thank you. Okay, so I'll just do this quickly because we're pressed for time. First off, let me pull up my screen. Just give me a second. What's this? Okay. All right. Okay, so this is actually going to be the structure of this session. We have roughly 8 weeks. Today we're supposed to actually have started, but we're going to we would do it in such a way that we're working with the time that aligns best with everybody. hopefully. I know that it's going to be quite difficult for us to get that perfect time, but I want to believe that this time works. The time we actually met today, it works. We probably may have to adjust it some certain Saturdays. Product design lab, we will start working Figma. I'll be talking a bit about some of the tools we're going to be using for this for learning. Fourth week design system, fifth week accessibility in designs, which is very important. Sixth week we'll talk about some UI design trends. Seventh week, the applications of the laws of UX design, of UI, sorry, laws of UI. I think there's a mistake here. There's supposed to be laws of UI. Then the 8th week is going to be heuristic evaluation and UX audits. Then after this, yeah, because this is supposed to be an introduction. After this, I believe that we would likely up a live project and working with that live project. I'm glad that Ms. Busayo brought that up about your portfolio. You see, when you're going to be pushing out applications to recruiters, people want to see that you know what you're doing. They want to see what you have done already by yourself or with respect to UI UX design. So the project is going to be targeted towards building a concept application and designing it, taking it from end to end, applying all the whole UX principles in designing, in creating the application. So we would likely be doing that immediately after the end of the 8 weeks. But this 8 week actually is just for the introduction into UI UX design. Whilst in terms of the tools that you're going to be using, there are a whole lot that is being used actually by UI UX designers. But for now, I think I'm going to actually advise that you focus on probably just Figma and Miro. Miro not 100% actually. I would, because some of the things that Miro can do, or most of the things that Miro can do, you can do it in Figma. Figma has like a two-in-one application. There's one called Figma and there's another one called FigJam. So FigJam is for collaboration and a whiteboard actually where you get to put all your whole sticky notes and when we start working on that, you will see some of the reasons why you need to collaborate more effectively in UI UX design. So you have Sketch. Sketch is actually like Mac only software that's also used as by UI UX designers. We are not going to be focusing on Sketch. Of course, like I said before, we are going to only focus on Figma, and I believe that as you begin picking up and catching up with some of the concept that has been discussed on this sessions, you'll begin exploring some other design softwares. So we have UX Spin also functions as Figma and Sketch as well. You have Miro. I talked about Miro previously. You have Balsamic. Balsamic is actually for wireframings and low fidelity designs. You have Protopie. Protopie is majorly for prototypes, creating prototypes. So when you have finished apologize. I hope my network. I hope I'm back. I thought my network went off.
Oh, yeah, it went off for a few. Was just a glitch.
I'm so sorry about that. I was talking about.
Okay. So you just went up again.
Kind of works like Figma and Sketch.
You went up again.
Then.
Just now, you went up again.
Oh my goodness.
But you can go on now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so I was saying that we have InVision, we have Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, and these two, you see, some of to give life to your designs, to take your designs from level 1 to say level 10, you need to be able to at least have a bit of an idea of how these two tools work, Photoshop and Illustrator. It's not a must. It's not compulsory that you do know how they work, but it is essential actually that you know how to explore these tools, at least at a basic level, that you know how to explore these tools. So for this, for the purpose of this course, we would work with Figma, and I wanted to say Miro, but okay, let's see how it goes anyways. We'll actually either work with either PigJam, which is the other tools that work like Miro, or we would work with Miro as well. This is like a rough estimate of a rough overview of what you're going to be doing for this course. And next week, done, sir. Yeah, I'm done, sir.
Thank you so much for that. So I guess we'll share that curriculum on the group and the tools so that we can be ready for next week. Yes. So I think we can take questions now before our time runs out. If you have any question, yeah, let's have those hands. Just raise your hand so that we have the queue of hands, and then we take it one by one. So what we'll do, so your question should be around Clarity or the training program itself. Yes, so anything around that. Yeah, Maya, you can go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. I just have a question about the tools that we're going to be using. So I know about Figma, and I know that and the reason why I use it because it's quite easy to use and it's free. But like those other apps that Mr. Kenneth was talking about, like I know Sketch is not, and so how are we going to manage those tools? Because I think some of them are not free. So that's just the question that I have.
Okay, so let me quickly answer that. So I said that we would focus on Figma for this. Almost every other application are paid applications. Yeah, but it is good that you have an idea of some of the tools that are being used in this industry. So you're not a novice. Yeah, so you can actually research on how these are being used, because most likely you would work in teams where they have all these tools and they're giving you to use them. It's not difficult to be able to explore them. In fact, if you're able to know and learn how to use Figma as a whole, using other tools will not be difficult. It's just a couple of trying to refresh your memory or trying to walk around the whole thing or the whole UI for that particular tool. But for this program, we would definitely be exploring just Figma alone, because we know that it is something that can be easily accessible by everybody.
Thank you. Toby, Oshinake.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenneth, and Tech Transit himself. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone. So my question is this: are we going to be making use of our laptop and our phone at the same time? That's the first question. Are we making use of the two tools for learning this? And secondly, the course, the training, will it be in videos where we got to play them and get practice what we've learned, or how is it going to be conducted? Thank you.
Okay, so the course. Sorry, you talked about the tools you're going to use if you use your phone and you use your laptop. So definitely you can't use is a must. If you don't have a laptop, you can't. I don't think you can't. I don't think, well, some people have actually found ways that they are able to navigate that whole thing. At least I've at least seen somebody that's designing with their phone, but that's too sophisticated. I don't advise that. I advise that you do get a laptop to learn product design. So you talked about the second question was around the courses being recorded, or the sessions being recorded. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they are going to be recorded. But I want to believe so. So that I don't know. I don't think I can actually give an answer to that.
Okay. The training during the session, the training itself, that's what I'm trying to refer to. Is it going to be a live video where we get to watch you doing it and we practice?
Oh, okay. Yeah, some of them, yes, we would likely have some of them that way. But the best way to learn this is to learn on your own. So we would have sessions where we do collaborative sessions where I take you through some things. But most of the times, I'm going to be referring you to some places to learn, so take up some things. Then I'm going to be assigning you some tasks during the course of the week and see how you're able to measure up. Then when we come back again, we will review together. If there are any areas of difficulties, we'll cover that, treat them live, where you can see them the solutions being implemented. So that's more or less how the whole program is going to be going. But we definitely have live sessions where we are dealing with a couple of things.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Mr. Mike, please, if it's not going to be recorded, please make it recorded so we can have access to them after the classes. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Okay, yes, live demonstration, yes. It's actually impossible to treat design without demonstrating it. Mr. Akim, you look very familiar. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Yes.
I want to understand the UI UX website design has to do with both interactive and non-interactive pages. And if it's going to be interactive, I think it has to do with input and receiving and sending information to the website. Are we going to be doing anything? Does it have to do with the back end, like storing a database or something? And if that is going to happen, with the, what database format are we using or something? I guess my question is clear. UI UX is an interactive and non-interactive page, I guess. And if it's an interactive, it's going to be input and output, something like that. So does it have to do with having a backend database?
It's your question.
Now, what I mean is, I guess the UI and
no, it's fine.
UX is a web.
No, it's fine. Can we answer?
Okay. So, can you talk to
Sorry?
Can you mute your mic?
Okay, yes.
Yes, I can hear an echo. All right, thank you for doing that. Okay, so the way UI UX design, actually, I thought we were going to go into this next week, but let me just do a little bit of an overview today. Yeah. So we don't focus on the data or the I wanted to use the word functionality of the platform that is being built. Of course, what we are doing, you heard me talk about prototypes previously. Prototype is just like a physical representation of the way the app works. Yeah, all the interactions that people are going to use in the application. But in terms of the app doing the original functions it's being built for, when we finish designing the app, we push it on to the developers, which are the front end and the back end. So the front end and the back end, they are the one that takes what we have designed and builds it as a live product. So for this program, we're not bothering. In fact, not just for this program, UI UX designers don't bother about storage of data. Of course, we collaborate with the developers as well to make sure that what we are building is actually implementable as well. And also, there are a couple of checks and balances we put in place in collaboration with the developers to make sure that what has been designed is implementable. But for this program, UI UX designers as a whole, we don't deal with the storage of data or anything of that nature.
All right, thank you. It's very clear now.
All right, welcome.
Awesome. I think that's by the last question, and that's on time. Great. So yes, this is where we'll draw the curtain today. Thank you everyone who have joined in on the call, all the players in the room, all our facilitators. We're indeed grateful. Before you go, like I said when we started, we almost put this on. We put out the flyer some days ago, and then we by standard, we design it for 8,000 people, and we have not gotten the number. So we're going to put it on hold till we get the number. But December is closed, and people will soon get into festive period, and I want us to close this out before next year. So by that, we will need your help to still get this across to all the people we design it for. So please take the flyers, take the link, share with anyone in your contact who you think really need this. Yes, who really need this. So the flyer is on the group, the link is on the group. Then also I dropped our Instagram profile link. I just dropped it in the chat box, our LinkedIn. Please check those resources. Get there, stay somewhere there. We put things there that may be critical for your journey. Excuse me, that may be critical for your journey. And if you're new in this room, in this community, and already you can see what you can do or how you can be part of this, yes, our room is also open to as many who want to help us get to where we want to get to. So next week, Saturday, by 12 p.m., the real work will start. While you're at it, other questions can be asked on the group. Get your PC ready. Get your PC ready. I know you can use your phone. Get your PC ready. Get your Figma installed, and get ready for the work. With this viewpoint of mine, I will sign out from here. If there is no other business, some people just join us. Interestingly, you are welcome anyway. Gentlemen and ladies, do have a great weekend. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Busai.
Thank you,
Please turn on
sir.
your
Thank
camera.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Damilari, I see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Binga, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Mr. Ken. Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Thank you,
Bishop.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank everyone.
Welcome,
Thank you.
James. I see
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Isaac, I see you.
Welcome.
Omolara, thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.